Hey guys, and welcome to another layout update. Now I know it's been over a year since I've done one, but this is one for September 2016. Now, you probably can tell that there hasn't been any change whatsoever since my last update. The only difference is that I have a lot of clutter because I've run out of storage space for all my trains. But I have a really big change that I will show you right now. And the major development to the layout is this. I finally have a train table and can start building my permanent layout. Just look at it. It is 9 by 5, which means that I can fit a lot more track than I can on the temporary layout upstairs. And right now I'm just testing out various designs and curve radii, to see what will work best for the layout. So I'll go into more detail with that a bit later. And here you can see just the Pandalino over here, because this is the train that I have that has the most overhang on the curves, because you know it tilts. So I'm testing to see how much it overhangs on the third radius, and I'm planning on having a fourth radius loop if space will allow. So I'm trying to see if the Pandalino can be accommodated on those curves. And then over here I have an Arriva Trains Wales Mark III coach that I'm testing out on various radii. This is Bachmann Easy Track 18-inch radius, which is about the same as second radius Hornby or Bachmann track. So I'm testing to see if this is compatible with those tight curves. And also to see the overhang, because you can see it kind of jumps the curve a bit. So I'm trying to see how much space to allow before I start like line-side vegetation and buildings and stuff like that. And in all these boxes over here is various lengths of track. I have a ton of Bachmann Easy Track from my old American layout. And so I'm using that to plan out for my Hornby track, because this will all be Hornby or Pico or whatever UK brand track I'll use. And so with the Easy Track, I'm using my own measurement system to test out how long the straight should be by finding out that 3 standard Bachmann Easy Track lengths are equal to 2 Hornby double straight lengths. And so I'm testing out with 6 Bachmann Easy Track lengths for the whole side of the layout, which is equal to 4 of the Hornby double straights or 8 of the regular half straights that Hornby produces. Also with the Bachmann Easy Track that I have for my American layout, I have the 22-inch radius curves, which is actually almost equivalent to 4th radius curves, which I am planning on using for the outer loop. So I'm using these as a rough estimate because they're not exactly the same radius because of the ballast or road bed that is included in the track. But I'm just using this to estimate how much space I will need for a 4th radius loop outside. And the main reason I want to use 4th radius as my outside instead of 3rd is because a lot of my trains, particularly the large steam engines such as the Duke of Gloucester or the Mallard even, that isn't in service, but I'm planning on getting another A4 to replace it. Those large engines have difficulties on the second radius curves and tend to derail a lot. And so for flexibility, I want to be able to run them in the inner loop and, you know, shake things up a bit on the layout and where engines can run. So a 3rd radius loop and a 4th radius loop are the best for allowing all of my trains to be able to run. And so I have a program on my laptop called AnyRail, and it's basically a free computer software that you can use to plan out your layout. I might have shown you this before, like about a year and a half ago, in one of my early layout updates. You guys might have seen this one before. This is the old plan with the tunnel and everything. I'm debating whether to still do the tunnel or if to ditch that idea. But for now, this is the current plan I have. More or less the same, but key differences are I'll have a long straight here, no points or anything, with just a platform, because I've always wanted like a really big station that a long rake of coaches could fit in, and I think that'll be really cool. And I prefer that over this idea with the curved platforms, only because I have the curved platform upstairs and I don't really like the idea too much, particularly with longer trains such as the Pandalino or the Mark III, which tend to jump the curves and ride up onto the platform. So I think a long straight platform would be the best solution. And so the tracks are not going to be as close together, obviously, to accommodate the platform in between the tracks. Coming around to allow the gap, there I'm going to put in 2 quarter straight lengths that Hornby has in order to give that enough space for the platform. And coming around here, I will plan on using express points. So you can see here, instead of the harsh second radius points, for the same reasons I said before, the larger engines have issues negotiating those kinds of tight curves. And so it will be a nice gentle transition between loops and into the yards. The yards, I'm planning on having three main tracks, possibly 4, only because there will be no, as you can see, it's on the table, so there's no extra space that I can put yards like I can upstairs, where I can like expand onto the floor. So I'm planning on using all of this space for yards, for rolling stock and locomotives and whatnot. And so it'll be a nice general transition using more express points. And also I want to try and experiment with a curved point on the yard to see how that'll work out. And hopefully it all goes well and the plan, and it will get executed just like how it is on the paper. Actually, a slight variation from this plan, going back to one of my older plans, I might put in a siding or a bay platform for my DMUs, like the Class 150, and any other like shorter trains that I have, and a parking lot for the train station and stuff. So that might go here with a little express point, or it might be a second radius curve. A second radius curve might be better for this, because express points cost a bit more, and I am still on a budget, so you know, can't just go around spending everything I have. And also, I might still need space for my container yards, or just freight yards in general, although I am planning on expanding my container fleet with some less CO2 rail containers, the ones that Direct Rail Services pulls, and I'm planning on getting a Direct Rail Services Class 66 and later a Class 68 to handle these trains. So I'll need a depot for those special container trains and those engines. And you know, like I said before, I'm still debating whether to do the tunnel or not, but it might be a good idea. But this is not the final location of the layout, because it's in the middle of the basement. And actually, it's supposed to be in here, but there's a main issue in the fact that there is a giant treadmill in the way. So once that gets moved, then we'll clear out everything, and then that can go in here in its final home. And here's some of my American stuff in here. I've already kind of started to move in you know, my Cell Express and the American trains that you saw in my American Trains running video. If you haven't checked that out, please do. So yeah, that's really all I have to say for this layout update. I know that I haven't made an update since August of 2015, which was well over a year ago, but nothing's really changed on the layout upstairs, and this is the first development that's happened on my layout or model railway since then. So, I want to give a special shout out and thanks to my subscribers. I'm almost at 400. Can you believe that? I'm at 389 by the time of filming. And I just want to thank all of you who watch and support my videos, and I hope that I can get to 400 really soon. So, that's it for now. I'll keep you guys posted on any more updates that occur on this layout. So thanks for watching, and bye.